Okay, so today we're looking at question 86, partition list. Given the head of a linked list and a value x, partition it such that all the nodes less than x comes before nodes greater than or equals to x. You should preserve the original relative order of the nodes in each of the two partitions. So we have an example over here. Given 1, 4, 3, 2, 5, 2, we are supposed to output 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 5. Because our so-called pivot, or they call it x node, is x equals to 3. So all the nodes that are smaller, that are greater or equal to x should come after it. But see, in this case, 4, even though it's greater than 3, still comes before 3 because in the original order, 4 was before 3, right? So we would still so we have to preserve the original relative order. So 4 in the output list is still before 3. Okay. In example 2, we only have 2 nodes, and x is 2, and 1 is smaller than 2, so it comes before 2. Okay. The constraints are that number of nodes in the list is in the range 0 to 200, and node value ranges from -100 to 100. X, which is the node value, of one of the nodes, can range between -200 and 200. Oh wait, hang on. So x may or may not be one of the node values because from the constraints we can see that, well, it's not in the it doesn't have the same range as the second constraint, node value between -100 to 100, right? So it is x may or may not be one of the values in the linked list. Okay, so let's try to look at this question. Oh no. Okay, you can drag it like that. Yeah, so this question is relatively straightforward. I mean, I was stuck at it for a while when I attempted it the first time, because I kind of didn't really understand the question. Like, so if we are supposed to so-called partition it in a way that all the elements before x greater than x comes after, then how come 4 is before, right? So I struggled to understand it for a while, but the trick to solving this question is to have kind of like 2 containers. So one, we have smaller list, and then the second one we have a larger list. What we can do is we go down this linked list, and if the node value is smaller than our x value, we append it to the, well, shouldn't say append, we add it to the smaller list, and if it is larger, we add it to the larger list. Okay, so let's try it now. Smaller list first. 1 is smaller than 3, so we put it here. 4 is larger than 3, right? So we add it here, and then 3, hang on, let me go back to the question and see if greater than or equal to. So 3 is supposed to appear here, and we go on. 2 is smaller than 3, right? So we put it here, and then what's next? 5 is greater than 3, greater than or equal to 3, so here. And then lastly, we have node value of value 2, our last node, and we add it to the smaller list. And once we have these two lists, we can just point smaller list dot next to this node, and then in the end we return this smaller list dot next node. Okay, I guess that's about it. We can start implementing. So we already have our class list node. So we have smaller list. We don't have to pass in any values because we wanna well, this is like initializing the dummy node. And then we have larger list node. I mean, we don't have to pass in any values because there is it already defaults to value 0 with next none. So we have that. Okay, so after declaring that, set current equals to head. Actually, do we really need a current pointer? No, right? I think, okay, let's try without. Okay, while head if head dot value is greater than or equal to x, what we want to do is add it to the larger list, right? So larger list, hang on, wait, how do I do this? Oh my god, what's wrong with me? Dot next equals list node head val, right? Yeah, and then we move larger list equals just a larger list dot next, else smaller list dot next node val smaller list. I'm a bit distracted. I'm sorry, but hopefully we can solve this question. Head is head dot next. Okay, so now we have our smaller list and our larger list. Okay, so now what's left to do is we point the, what did we say? Smaller list dot like next to the larger dot next, right? Dot next, larger list next, and finally we return smaller list dot next. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, I've done something very wrong, apparently. Oh my god, what happened? Actually, I obviously have not added anything, is it? Okay, let me pause the video. Oh, okay, sorry, I'm back. So the problem is that because I forgot that, like, as I kind of move the stuff pointers around, by the time like my larger list is done, my larger list pointer is pointing to this last node, right? So if I do something like to this dot next, I'm actually pointing to like just nothing. So I have to remember to keep like 2 more pointers to keep track of the start of the smaller list and the larger list. So I will give this smaller pointer, maybe smaller head, so I can remember larger head. Okay, so we have these 2 pointers. Smaller list dot next is supposed to be larger head dot next, not larger list dot next. And then we return smaller head dot next. Let's try. Okay. Alright, sweet. So thanks for watching the video today. That's all.